Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen, Cumbria to Doncaster, feeling the breeze in the UK. Bring me your fiver, and I will give you an all-day saver. Alright, Danny, that'll do. Right, kept it respectful. I keep it respectful. Sounds a pound. Just want to get a few things out the way, mate. You've never stuck it on me, and I've never bottled it once from you. There was a time when you got on the phone to me, when me, you and Paul had a three-way phone call, when me and Paul were due to box on the BKFC before the Mount Pleasant Balaclava sensitive incident happened, and that got pulled the plug, which went on my part, because I was still willing to box on the BKFC, but Paul got monk on and withdrew from the fight, and that is God's honest truth. Everyone knows that. And then yeah, Bakewell fell out with us and said it wasn't very sportsmanship for me to do it, and I said, look, it was all fake, like WWF, mate, you know what I mean? But people want taking my explanation as authentic, you know what I mean? But anyway, past that, aren't we? We move on, we move forward. So yeah, mate, any of them shows what you said. I've watched your video a couple of times. I've seen you mention where you said at the end, the BKFC, if they'd allow it or not. Like you said, I'm 6 stone heavier or what have you. My last fight, who I boxed, was 8 stone heavier. As you know, Rob was 8 stone heavier than me, still boxed. The last fight before that, I think the kid was about 4 stone heavier than me. Kid before that was definitely 6 stone heavier than me. That's how it goes. I give away 6 and 7 stones all the time. But yeah, listen, much respect, obviously, for coming out. And there is no name calling, there is no nothing like that, pal. Yeah, so back to you, balls in your court. I'm gamer than Jumanji, you know I am. So whichever one you want. If you can make it happen like you said for the BKFC, even better. That'd be the daddy. But I have to pull you up on this one when you're talking about an old school straightener. Do you think I could have ever get to Danny where I am in Doncaster now if I've never gone out and had a straightener with anyone? Mate, hundreds, possibly maybe even 1,000 straighteners, you know what I mean? But end of the day, what have I got on you? I think I've got on YouTube here something like 20 fights on camera, you know what I mean? But like you said, their show's not the old school straightener. But Danny, if you want to go down the old school straightener part and run the money like you did with at the Dougie Joyce gym in Manchester with Deco, if you're talking that way, then obviously that's no problem, you know what I mean? We'd have to get that on, you know what I mean? But it'd have to be summertime, because obviously, just like Deco, everyone knows I'm on license as well still, so everything's got to be above board till I come off license anyway, you know what I mean? That's the only reason why the show's ever got mentioned, you know what I mean? Because it's a professional sport and there's no animosity, and we're not shouting and swearing at one another like cavemen. We're being gentlemen, aren't we? You know what I mean? So yeah, I've got no problem with that. So accepted. Catch weight, whatever you think's best. Ball's back in your court. So if you want to go down the PPV straightener route like you did with Deco, then this is really going to test your mettle. Obviously, I'll go anywhere in the UK myself, but Danny, you like to get about, you like to do the missions, and Doncaster is one big fighting city. It always has been from the beginning of time, from the bare knuckle days. Doncaster's always been known as a pure fighting man's city. It breeds good fighters, good bare knuckle fighters, good boxers. It's a fighting man's land down here. So, and I've got the gyms for you to do it in Doncaster here, or a field, or whatever, you know what I mean? If that's something you feel happy with, and there'll be no ambushes, no nothing like that, because you'll have your people, I'll have my people, and it'll be put on YouTube live. So if anyone did any foul play, it would absolutely look like an absolute shithouse, and that's one thing I'm not. So yeah, I'm happy to make a few quid and do that. But like you said, if there's fivers involved, mate, I better start bringing me all-day savers, Anna. You know what I mean, eh? Eh? Funny guy. But yeah, listen, sounds pound. Accepted, done, dusted. You get back to me which you think's best. The old school straightener, like you said. Yeah, or like you said, the shows, the BKFC, the Bad to the Bone, whichever. You know what I mean? Whichever you think's ideal and greatest and best, mate. The way forward out of the situation. Like I said, there'll be no name calling. You know what I mean? We're both boxed for the BKFC. You know what I mean? Your last fight didn't go the way you planned. My last fight didn't the way I planned. That's why I put it out there now. If Rob can get down in the next couple of weeks for a warm-up with Rob, like that'd be great as well. So, you know what I mean? I want to get all this out of the way. I want to get this out of the way with you, box you. I want to box Venice on the BKFC. I want to box Shadow Boxer like that, just because he does bring the island views, even though he is SO, you know what I mean, VP, but he still brings good numbers. And as like you said, I know you don't get on with Decker and that there, and obviously me and Decker's had our moments, but obviously me and Decker needs to happen again, you know what I mean, but on a camera, at a show, or the old school straightener like you said. Now, this is not promoting no violence in any way or nothing. This is just a straight old school professional man's box. So yeah, I accept anything you chuck at me. I accept anything you give to me. And I'll just say one thing here, and I'm not pulling anyone down. I've watched you fight a few times with Mundell. I watched a few fights, you fight with Jared Warren, which are very two top high grade fighting men, don't get me wrong. They put the pressure on early in round one, and obviously it didn't go your way for you. Now you'll be expecting me to come out an aggressive fighter there and then like a bull in a china shop and do what Jared Warren and Mundell did to you. But I've got a trick up my sleeve. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that on the day. So yeah, if you want to fight for a fiver, man, we'll fight for a fiver. But if you want to fight for a lot of money, we'll fight for a lot of money. Or you want to go to YouTube stream on the old school straightener, I accept anyway, your terms. So it's right back at you there now. You tell me what the next move will be. You know what I mean? No problem, Dan. East side, west side. Get at me. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of good gyms here up in Donny and that what'll obviously allocate it. You know what I mean? But if you don't feel comfortable in Donny, then I'd obviously have to come out to where you were. But I think if you're going down the legacy route with the straighteners, Dan, what better place than Doncaster, eh? Make your Doncaster debut with the machine. Eh? Big numbers, son. Big numbers. Good luck to you anyway. Get back at me. But I accept anything you chuck at me. That'll do. Take care, Danny.